Okay, so I am jumping into week 4 here of giant sets. We got some squats today. I'm not totally sure what the weight on the docket is, but I don't know. I'm optimistic that it's going to go well. I haven't been horribly sore from this day at all, so doesn't mean that it hasn't been challenging, but just haven't been terribly sore. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Overall, so let's see. I mean, practice 4, which is my upper body push day. I mean, I was crushed after week 1. Week 2 wasn't as bad, and I'm not sure why. Like week 1, I know that I was probably under recovered, didn't get a ton of sleep, kind of misbehaved from a drinking and diet standpoint. So that stuff probably plays into some of that soreness around that weekend. But week 2, I wasn't too sore really overall from any of the workouts. And then week 3, really got my hamstrings on my practice 3, which is my lower body pull day. And again, chest was really sore from practice 4. In fact, I did that on Saturday, and today's Monday, and I'm still a little sore from that as I go through this shoulder car. But legs have really felt no. I won't say they felt good. They felt tired, but that's about par for the course. Some increases in running volume and things like that. But the quads in particular really haven't been too bad, especially after this practice 1 lower body push day. So we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. We'll see how this goes today, but I'm optimistic that it's not going to be too bad. And I really expected a lot more soreness out of this protocol in general, but I guess it's a pleasant surprise. So either that or I just horribly miscalculated my weights. But it is interesting. So on my upper body pull day, right? I've got pull ups, I've got bent over rows, I've got some kettlebell pullovers, and I've got a band straight arm pull down. And while I'm going through it, I've got a really good lat pump. I'm probably at a point where like I'm still not getting 4 sets of 10 on pull up, and I'm at a point with the bent over row where I can't really increase the weight any further, but I'm not getting a ton of lat soreness carrying over to the next day either. So, um, I don't know, maybe just poor exercise selection. In my case, maybe this is just a block that would be a lot better, or this would be a protocol that would be much better with a lat pull down machine or some more machine based exercises instead of body weight based exercises. But it's interesting. It's just not the way that I thought that it would go. But then again, also my lats just don't seem to really get the same amount of soreness as some other muscle groups. And maybe that's just, again, like do a lot of pull ups. So maybe I've just adapted to some pull ups. Even if I do lat pull downs at work, though, it's still not a ton of soreness from that. So, not sure what to do about that. Okay, let's jump into some of that mobility work. Timer going. Couple minutes here. I don't know that I'm always ready at the end of 4 weeks for a new training block. Uh, and sometimes it is because I'm just super, super sore and tired. The block's been really mentally draining. I don't feel like that's the case on this one. I feel like it's more got to do with just I'm ready. It's not not engaging. I'm not, like at the start of a new training block, at the start of a week one, you're super engaged with like you're excited. Oh man, I haven't done this movement in a long time, or I haven't done this protocol um, in a long time, or if ever, and that novelty creates some type of excitement to get into training, and that definitely starts to fade a little bit around week 3 and week 4. And I don't think that you should always rely on being excited for a training protocol, and you should just hop around from training protocol to training protocol. Sometimes you just got to do the work even if you don't like the protocol, because it's what's right for that time. But at the end of 4 weeks, I'm usually ready to change, and sometimes it's got to do with a lot of built up fatigue or soreness over 4 weeks, and other times it's just you're kind of bored of that training program. And that's kind of where I'm at with this one. I'm ready to get back into a little bit of a less of a body part split, so to speak. And that's what giant sets have been, but more into a more traditional training program next block. I have enjoyed the length of these workouts though. So the workouts have definitely been a little bit on the shorter side. Typically, I look at the workout and think, okay, 20 sets. So I've got 4 exercises paired together that are 4 sets of 10. So right there, you're looking at 16 sets, and I've got 3 exercises or 3 sets of two exercises with 3 sets in the B series. That's another 6. So I'm looking at 22 sets. Usually takes about an hour. For whatever reason, this one's been running a little bit fast despite that. And it has been nice knowing that I'm not going to be down here in the garage for hours on end, 4 days a week going through the all workouts. 7 hours of sleep. Pretty tired today. Good quality, we call it a 3 in the middle. Kind of stressed out. Soreness. We'll go with 3, kind of right in the middle. Just tired, still a little sore from Saturday. Mood, I'm a little agitated. All right, let's throw this squat shoes on. Okay, so I got 225 on the bar over here, 10 reps on that. We're gonna go right into a heels elevated split squat. Kettlebells gonna be in goblet position. Got 12 kilos there. And then I did end up switching my reverse Nordics and putting that ahead Poliquin step up. I kind of like the idea of going bilateral, unilateral, bilateral, unilateral. I felt like that created more of a consistent pump between the two legs. And so we're going to go from the split squat to the reverse Nordic and then finish with the Poliquin step ups. And I'm holding on the weight with the Poliquin step ups. So we got 4 kilos each hand there for 8 kilos total. 4 sets. Here we go. Okay. 3 minutes. 3 minutes rest in between sets. When that timer hits 23:20, I'm back at it. The reverse Nordics definitely let my heart rate go down a little bit from the back squat to the split squat. A little bit of a break there on that one, which I certainly like. I don't know if it's good, but I liked it. Also, maybe I should have gotten a warm-up set on the reverse Nordics. Last week I remember doing them in some of them anyway, in a plantar flex position. Thought I'd gained a little bit of range, a little bit more knee flexion at the bottom there over the course of doing these for the last 3 weeks, but didn't feel good on the first set there. I'll try again on the next set, but I ended up after the very first rep just tucking my toes back underneath into a dorsiflex position. But they felt good and got those Poliquin step ups and the quads are burning. Exactly how I wanted to start set one. 225 on the back squat. It's a good amount of weight for 10 reps. It's going to be a long 4 sets here. Oof. Ow. Ooh. All right. 2 down, 2 to go. Broken to zone 3 on that one. Pretty much the squats, the split squats. Like I said earlier, heart rate definitely comes down just a little bit on the reverse Nordic. But back up for Poliquin step ups, which, given the small range of motion on those, glad to see the heart rate's getting back up there. I was able to go shoelaces down in a plantar flex position, not getting my butt back to my heels, but I think I'm getting more range than what I was getting with my toes tucked underneath. And there I was limited because I was getting my butt back to my heels. The problem is I have a hard time keeping my hips forward. As I go back, I go to transition to concentric and come back up, I want to push my butt back. Probably creating some type of mechanical advantage there by anteriorly tilting my pelvis, which is something I do on not reverse Nordics, regular Nordics, glute hams as well. And then two, so if this is my foot in a plantar flex position, when I go to try and shift back upright, I start pushing my toes into the ground, which doesn't feel great on all the little ligaments in the front side of my ankle. So trying to maybe create some tension, but not push with my toes and just really get my quads to pull my torso back upright without breaking at the hips. It's a tough one, but I increased reps on that too. So 7, 8, 9, 10 on the reverse Nordic. 10 this week, definitely feeling like I'm down there working through those for a long time. Good news is heart rate's getting back down. All right, set 3. Oh. Oh boy. 3 down. It's crazy how much faster your heart rate drops just by sitting down. Trying to get my breathing back under control here as well. Definitely finished that set. Heart rate was higher than the previous two. Legs feel more jello-y than the previous two. A lot of inhaling, exhaling through the mouth. Try to get back to at least slow and controlled through the nose, out to the mouth. Use some breathing to help bring the heart rate back down. One more set to go. 60 seconds. Start to see my technique on the squat change as well. So down, like I'm in a laundry chute, right? Straight down. I want to come up the same way. I don't want to have my hips shift back on the way up. That's taking the tension off the quads, putting it on the glutes and hamstrings, creating that stripper squat. Good morning. And that's not what we want. We want to keep tension on the quads here. So as I'm watching the mirror, I'm trying to get straight down, straight up, keep all the tension in the quads. It's a sacrifice of using a barbell as opposed to some type of machine is that, you know, all the functional fitness, stabilizer muscles, there's some truth to that. All those get worked when you don't use machines and you use free weights. But at the same time, all machines are just adding in constraints to your movement. So you can really get super targeted in your movement pattern and what you're training versus it takes a lot more discipline, a lot more checking your ego at the door with the weights you're using to keep that same amount of discipline when using free weights. All right, enough ranting. Here we go. Last set. Oh. Oh man, standing back up out of that feels terrible. Okay, there we go. That's 4 sets. Already got up. A few of those sets almost touched zone 4, which is pretty good for me and my strength training. Quads are pumped. I think the biggest difference adding those reverse Nordics in the middle versus the last exercise, just trying to stand back up once you're done for the Poliquin step up. You know, it didn't really matter as far as trying to keep some type of a quad pump between the bilateral and the unilateral exercises. But because on that last set, I did my left leg first and it felt awful. But going back to the right leg felt much easier. And all 3 previous sets, I'd done the opposite: right leg first, left leg second, and the right leg felt awful and the left leg felt much easier. So that's I guess the downside of going bilateral, unilateral, bilateral, unilateral. You give a little chance to recover for that second leg on the unilateral. Retrospectively, I probably could have done my weaker leg, my left leg first, tried to make up for that deficit a little bit, but it doesn't matter now. It's over. We're moving on to the B series.